Hello everyone, this is Tony, the beardless one from 2 Copper Pieces, and today I'm reviewing Stormbringer. As you can see, this is it's got some nice crinkly outer packaging which can add to the ASMR for the episode. You get some bases, you get a load of bits on sprues that you have to put together. It tells you how to put together these 10 Uruk gut rippers. This is the second issue from the Stormbringer subscription magazine. It tells you some lore there, some information about the characters or whatever they are. It tells you how to choose a name or gives you some tables that you can use for some different traits. It tells you how to get started by how you clip them together. It's got guides to assemble every single piece. Every single piece is numbered. There are a lot of pieces here, and you can see the numbers there just on tabs. Maybe you can't, maybe you can, but they're there. They're there. Look, there. I put my finger over 45. There it is. Lots of numbers. So I like to start by clipping them in order, placing them on the guide on top of the corresponding diagram, so that once they're all clipped, I can just push them together without having lost anything, ideally. That has been a pretty good, effective and efficient process for me up to now. Once I've clipped off a page, I will then put them together. Sometimes I might just do it one individual mini by mini, but mostly I'll just do a whole page, put it all together, turn the page, start clipping the next ones, and that's how it goes. You see they push and fit beautifully into the base. This push-fit system is really elegant and effective considering the materials they're using. I'm quite impressed with that. That is a nice touch. You don't even really need to add glue to these. I think I said in the previous episode. I mean, I would, and I did, and you should, I think, but if you didn't, I think you'd probably get away with it. You could probably just prime them up, paint them, and they'll be fine, because once they're all pushed in together, it's really hard to separate them again. So make sure you're pushing them into the right slots. But generally that has a bit of a problem. What has been a problem, sorry, sorry, it's just Warhammer so boring, guys, I'm just making me yawn. But sorry, what has been a problem is occasionally the bits don't quite fit together into their push-fit slots. I've pushed it a bit too hard, ended up bending an arm or something like that. I haven't broken one off yet, so that's helpful. But yeah, be careful with that, pushing too hard. Don't push too hard. It's much better just to trim them down a bit and then slot them in. There's a couple of times where they didn't fit at all, and I had to kind of sand them down or trim them down or scrape a bit off of the insert just so they'll fit into place. But yeah, other than that, it's been pretty much plain sailing. They do look a bit strange. It's interesting how they've managed to separate all of these pieces. I'm sure there's a logical reason to the way they've done it for their manufacturing process, but when it comes to actually assembling them, it's like this bit has a head and a shoulder, and it doesn't seem like they're trying to follow the seams necessarily. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it's like it's not following the seam. There's just a big crack there, head and shoulder, or there's a bit of a leg but not a full leg, or like half a leg cut in a strange place. And sometimes they've got push-fit bits that fit through 2 other pieces and reach the outer piece to sandwich them in. There's a lot of complex thought that's gone into these push-fit designs, so they look a bit strange. It takes a bit of manoeuvring to figure out how they fit together sometimes. But once you get it, push them in, fit them together. Make sure you do it in the right order so that you don't accidentally fit something together, then find something that needs to go inside another piece, because it will be really difficult to remove them without breaking them. So make sure you're doing it systematically. One slightly disappointing thing about these Uruk gut rippers is that on the front cover they have a picture of one holding a sword, and it looks really cool. I like the sword. I would like to have painted that one, and yet not a single one of these has a sword. Every single one has a spear. And I double checked, I looked at the front cover, did I just think it was a sword? But actually it's a spear, maybe it's the way it was holding it. No, it's definitely a sword. So a little bit disappointed by that I don't get to paint it. so many bits. There are a couple of spare bits, but I don't really know what the 2 spare spears and 1 spare shield will fit. But, you know, it's nice to have them. I'll probably use them to make a dry brush palette or a texture palette to test out some dry brushing. This guy didn't really slot together properly. I think I don't know if I've broken a bit or snipped in the wrong place or something like that, but it just didn't go, so I configured it how I wanted to, added a bit of glue, and it was fine. Strong bond, big shield, so it had quite a lot of connection points, so no problems. It's the final one. These are such cruel boys, but also cool boys. They're not cool boys. That's probably why they're so cruel. So yeah, here they are, all assembled, all done. I'm not going to paint them yet. I'll be doing that in the next episode. Oh, I don't know if I'll be doing it in the next episode. I'm going to get, I'll get issue 3 and I'll do what it tells me to do. It might ask me to paint. It might come with another army to align or stand behind the other general that I put together. So we'll see where it goes. But here they are, all completed, ready to be primed. I might prime them in advance, but I think I'm just going to wait to see what it tells me to do. Yep, this magazine also tells me how to have a little fight. You don't have to have painted them to practice the fight. That's something. Yeah, so tells you about their attacks as well. If you've enjoyed this video, finding out what's in Stormbringer issue 2, like, subscribe, share, tell someone about us, all that stuff, and otherwise we'll see you on the next one.